In the global race to decarbonize, the spotlight has been captured by a single dominant technology. While everyone chases batteries, pouring capital into electric vehicles and grid-scale storage, a parallel revolution is unfolding, largely unnoticed by the mainstream. This is where the smart money is quietly moving. Not into the crowded, high multiple world of battery stocks, but into the foundational infrastructure of what many now believe is the ultimate clean energy solution. They are methodically cornering the hydrogen economy. We aren't talking about a niche market or a speculative bet. According to analysis from the Hydrogen Council and McKinsey, I'm talking about a potential $2.5 trillion market by 2050, encompassing everything from production to infrastructure and end-use applications. It's a figure so substantial it should be on the front page of every financial journal, yet it remains a story that most investors are completely missing. While Tesla dominates headlines and financial news cycles are saturated with discussions of lithium-ion supply chains and gigafactories, a more profound shift is underway. Behind the scenes, nations are pouring billions in public funds and subsidies into the one element, the most abundant in the universe, that could actually solve the renewable energy puzzle, not just a piece of it, but the entire complex system. Hydrogen. It is the invisible fuel that burns clean, producing only water as a byproduct. Unlike electricity, it can be stored indefinitely in vast quantities, decoupling energy production from consumption and solving the intermittency of solar and wind. And critically, it powers the heavy-duty sectors of our global economy that batteries simply cannot. This is not a hypothetical future. The groundwork is being laid today. Here's what the smart money already knows. They see a world grappling with the physical limitations of batteries. They understand that while batteries are excellent for passenger cars and short-duration storage, they fall short for the industrial backbone of civilization. Look at the global pioneers. Japan, a nation with scarce domestic energy resources, has made hydrogen a cornerstone of its national strategy. It already has hydrogen buses running through Tokyo, and it's deploying residential fuel cells known as ENI farm units, powering hundreds of thousands of homes with high-efficiency on-site energy. In the heart of industrial Europe, Germany is building a massive hydrogen backbone, a dedicated pipeline network stretching thousands of kilometers, repurposing existing natural gas pipelines to transport this clean fuel to its industrial heartlands. This isn't a new build from scratch, it's a strategic leveraging of trillions of dollars in existing assets. Meanwhile, Australia, blessed with immense solar and wind potential, is constructing large-scale solar-powered hydrogen plants, positioning itself not just as a resource exporter, but as a green energy superpower ready to export clean energy to Asia in the form of hydrogen and its derivatives. And India, recognizing the strategic imperative, just launched its National Green Hydrogen Mission, an ambitious plan to produce 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen annually by 2030, aiming for energy independence and a dominant position in the global supply chain. But here's the kicker: the core investment thesis isn't just about government support. It's about necessity. Hydrogen solves the hard-to-abate problems that batteries can't touch. Consider steel production. It requires immense heat, traditionally from coking coal. Hydrogen can replace coal in the direct reduced iron process, a critical step for producing green steel and emitting only water. Consider global shipping. The sheer weight and volume of batteries required to power a container ship across the Pacific makes them a non-starter. Hydrogen-derived fuels like ammonia are a viable, scalable solution. Aviation. The energy density required for long-haul flight is far beyond what batteries can offer. Liquid hydrogen and sustainable aviation fuels made from hydrogen are the leading candidates for zero-emission air travel. And long-haul trucking. For heavy trucks running constant routes, the long charging times and heavy weight of batteries reduce payload and efficiency. Hydrogen fuel cell trucks offer fast refueling and long range, mimicking the operational patterns of diesel. These industries, steel, chemicals, shipping, aviation, and heavy transport, represent trillions in global market capitalization, and today they are almost entirely fossil fuel dependent. Hydrogen changes that equation completely. It provides a direct, scalable pathway to decarbonize the engines of our modern world. The process at its core is elegant. You use renewable electricity from solar or wind to power a device called an electrolyzer, which splits water, H2O, into its constituent parts, hydrogen and oxygen. You then store the hydrogen, perhaps in pressurized tanks, underground salt caverns, or by chemically bonding it to a carrier molecule. Finally, you can convert it back to electricity on demand using a fuel cell, or use it directly as a clean burning fuel in a turbine or engine, the only byproduct of this entire cycle. Pure water vapor, it's a closed loop, a perfect energy carrier. Now, it's important to be precise. Right now, over 95% of hydrogen is grey and made from natural gas in a process that releases CO2. There is also blue hydrogen, where that CO2 is captured and stored, but the true revolution, the multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, lies in green hydrogen, produced entirely from renewables and water. This is where the investment case becomes undeniable. The cost of producing green hydrogen has dropped by 85% in the last decade, driven by the plunging cost of solar and wind power, and by manufacturing scale in electrolyzers. And this cost down curve is accelerating. So let's think about the investment landscape from a strategic perspective. Battery companies and the EV darlings are trading at massive, often speculative multiples. The market has priced in decades of future growth. In contrast, the companies building the core hydrogen infrastructure, the pipelines, the storage facilities, the industrial equipment are still largely under the radar, trading at valuations more typical of industrial or utility firms. And this is the value gap smart money is exploiting. Consider the key verticals: electrolyzer manufacturers, the companies making the core technology to produce green hydrogen, hydrogen storage and transport companies who are solving the critical logistics of moving energy across continents and storing it for months at a time, and fuel cell developers who are perfecting the technology to convert hydrogen back into power with high efficiency for trucks, ships, and data centers. These are the picks and shovels of the next global energy revolution. It's an investment not in a single consumer product, but in the entire industrial ecosystem that will underpin the energy transition. The geopolitics are shifting to creating a new world energy map. Countries with abundant renewable resources like the sun-drenched deserts of Australia, the windy coasts of Chile, and the vast solar potential of Morocco and the Middle East are positioning themselves to become the new energy exporters, the green OPEC of the 21st century. This energy can be shipped globally as liquid hydrogen or more easily as green ammonia, or transported regionally through dedicated hydrogen pipelines, creating entirely new, resilient and diversified global trade routes for clean energy. This transition is being underwritten by robust government policy. Europe's Hydrogen Bank is deploying billions in auction-based subsidies to guarantee prices for producers. In the United States, the Inflation Reduction Act offers a production tax credit known as 45V of up to $3 for every kilogram of clean hydrogen produced. This is a game changer, making green hydrogen cost competitive with fossil fuel-based hydrogen in many regions today. This isn't market speculation, it's coordinated industrial policy at the highest levels of global government, de-risking early investments and creating regulatory certainty. Because of this, the timeline is compressed. Projections show that by 2030, green hydrogen production is expected to increase more than 50-fold from today's levels. This is not linear growth, it is exponential. We are already seeing major industrial corporations, steel makers, chemical companies, shipping lines signing long-term offtake agreements now for hydrogen that will be produced years in the future. They are locking in their future supply before the market inevitably tightens and explodes in value. So here is the essential contrarian insight. While the public and much of the financial media debates battery chemistry, charging infrastructure, and range anxiety for passenger cars, hydrogen is quietly and systematically solving the hardest, most capital-intensive decarbonisation challenges that our civilization faces. The ultimate vision is not about hydrogen competing with batteries, it's about hydrogen complementing them in a fully integrated, resilient, clean energy system. Batteries for cars and short-term grid balancing, hydrogen for industry, heavy transport, and long-duration energy storage. The smart money isn't waiting for a final verdict or for hydrogen to prove itself on the front page of the news. The proof is already in the industrial orders, the government policies, and the physics. They are positioning their capital now while the core infrastructure valuations are still reasonable, and before the mainstream investment community catches on to the sheer scale of this industrial transformation. Because once green hydrogen reaches cost parity in key sectors and achieves the inevitable tipping point in public awareness, the window of opportunity to get in early to capture the foundational value of this new economy will be gone.